Well, guys, I feel like a total idiot right now. Alright, what's up, guys? Here is today's video back at the 4Runner. As you can see, I have all this ripped apart. What's the reason for that? Well, as you guys know, the 4Runner has a roll-down rear window, which is awesome. And it worked great ever since I got it. This whole car has been in great condition, so I wasn't worried about anything like that. And all of a sudden, randomly, one day, this thing just stopped working. It had been working with both the little dash control up there, as well as the key, as well as the rear window, lock switch. And it just stopped working randomly. And so I started looking it up, and it seemed like there were several things to look at. The first of which was if the rear windshield wiper was out of place, that could do it. So check that. Of course, that was the easiest thing to do. That didn't work. And so, as you can see, I, of course, started diving in and going much more in depth as far as trying to troubleshoot it. And the reason I said I felt like an idiot is because after hours and hours of troubleshooting, I just opened this up on the off chance one of these wires was broken, and as you can see, it indeed was. You can see I've already tinned this, but this is our culprit. So I just touched these two wires back together, and of course it worked. So this is a totally unplanned video, but since this happened to me, I just thought I might as well take you along on the ride, since this has been such a hassle, and I could maybe share some information and help you guys out as well. So obviously the first thing I already mentioned is apparently if this windshield wiper, this rear windshield wiper, is out of place, I guess this has a sensor in it, so if this is up and not totally set back in here, that can affect the rear window. I think that might be more of a second gen 4Runner thing, but check that first, just because that's so easy. The next thing, which is what I checked next, if your rear windshield wiper is working, is if you take this whole thing off, this back panel, and it's actually really not too hard, it just has these little plastic clips. So like all Toyota stuff, it's pretty easy to take off. So the next thing you want to do is check your rear motor, and the way to do that, it's actually super easy. I actually just used a little 12-volt LiPo drone battery. But all you have to do is take this connector off and put two wires in there with 12 volts. And you can flip the wires around, of course, since it's a DC motor. And if the motor is still working, you should see the window moving up and down once you do that. So in my case, I did, which I knew at that point this motor was still good, which was sort of a good thing, but also at the same time then it means that there is something else going on. So unfortunately at this point, if your motor is working and your rear windshield wiper is also working, that means it could really be a whole plethora of different things. Like I said, there's some pretty good information on second gens. There's a couple different forums I found with a bunch of detailed information. Unfortunately, I haven't found a bunch of information specifically on third gens. So I was honestly kind of giving up at this point, about to call a mechanic and have him look into it for me. As you can see, I sort of started ripping apart all this, trying to look for fuses and switches and whatnot. But as a last resort, I'd seen someone else do this, and so I basically just, on the off chance that there might be some connection up here that was worn, this is the point where wires are moving back and forth, so wires could wear out. I just popped this up, and lo and behold, this blue wire right here, I'm not sure if this is ground or positive or what, but this wire was basically, it looked like someone had just like snipped it. It was a very clean cut, which is kind of weird, so I'm not sure how that happened. Then again, this is a 20-year-old car, and just wear and tear, I'm sure it just wiggled back and forth enough, and these aren't the highest quality wires. With that being said, what I'm actually going to do is down here, I have a little new wire. I'm basically going to splice this in. Come on, focus up there. I've actually gone ahead and gotten, this is a silicone wire, so it should be much more durable. I'm basically just going to splice that in between here, solder it up. You can see I've already tinned these, and that should fix the problem. So hopefully I can save you the trouble of doing all that. Anyway, hope this video helped. I'll just show you a final little clip of what it looks like before I button it back up once I've soldered everything up, but otherwise that should be it. Peace out, guys. See you in the next one. As you can see, it's all buttoned up. I have everything all heat shrunk, and here we go. Here's the test. It's going up. can go down, and I have tested all the other switches as well. It all works. So right now it's a little floppy because the trim's still not in, but there we go. Project well done.